Ay, ay, ay. So I was going to do a tarot reading on the coronavirus. And then I started thinking about it. And a lot of my friends recently that I've done readings for told me, you know what, Riddle? Maybe you don't need those cards. Maybe all that's just coming straight from you. So this is going to be a bit rambling, but I'm going to touch on some topics that perhaps other people have not. First of all, I have to tell you, I woke up in the middle of the night last night about 1:30 a.m. in a complete panic. And it wasn't just a panic. I also had a panic the night before, but last night, the panic literally said to me, the market is going to crash. The stock market is going to crash. Don't know if you're following the news, but when I woke up this morning, I turned to my spouse and told them about my dream as soon as I opened my eyes, and they said, well, guess what? It happened. My gut instinct is things are going to get a lot worse before they get a lot better. But what does it all mean? What does it all mean on a long-term and on an energetic level? Well, let's start with the world. Let's start with, for instance, Italy. So I went to northern Italy a year or so ago, I think last year summer-ish time, and I was really excited to experience Italy and the Italian people. I had a very naive idea that they were going to be pizza twirling, gregarious, stereotypes like a Hollywood movie. But I have to say, I'm a very graceful traveler. I learned enough of the language to be polite and find the bathroom and learn the customs. I'm not what people think is a typical American, that I expect everyone to speak English to me and feel like I'm just kind of above the rest of the world and their culture and customs. So I went to northern Italy, and there was just this overwhelming feeling of not feeling welcomed. And people were, they were rude, they were mean, and they really needed our tourist money, yet you felt like I said, really unwelcomed, and I couldn't wait to leave. And I've been experiencing this over and over again as I've been traveling the last 5 years. Costa Rica, Italy, I could go on, where it's just over touristed. And so there's this overall energy from the world's people that they need a break. They don't want to deal with it, yet they're dependent on the money. My whole point with telling you about this is, think about it. If we're energetic people and you believe in manifestation and the power of manifestation, if there is a mass of human consciousness focusing on negativity and deterring people, what do you imagine would happen after X amount of time of all these people thinking, tourists, we don't want more tourists. Oh, these people drive me crazy. Oh, why don't they just go away? Oh, I hate Americans. Oh, I hate Chinese. Well, my answer is the coronavirus. Think about it. It's closing down borders all over the world, including the United States. So, that being said, we've also had this huge negativity against the economy, because right now there's for almost the first time, well, maybe not, maybe I'm being naive, not the first time, but I think it's the first time it's been so blatant to people. The United States is becoming a country of rich and a country of poor. The middle class is disappearing. And as you see, the young people who actually did educate themselves and the people who work so hard, struggling just to survive, which isn't an American standard, what do they focus on? They focus on the haves. They focus on the people that have too much in their minds or have more than they do. And they focus on the politics and the capitalism that created or creates the American economy. Thus, the coronavirus. The coronavirus. when I go out around people, in general, at the grocery store, at the drugstore, anywhere, people don't want to talk to each other. People don't want to be connected to their fellow man and woman. Everyone's all closed off and terrified of each other. If you just smile at somebody, you'd think they look at you like you want to rape them just for giving them some kindness, or they actually think you work at the store and the only reason you're being kind is because you have to, you're being paid to. And this is tragic. And I'm a very gregarious person by nature. I like to isolate. I like to be in my beautiful world that I've created here. But every time I go out in public, I'm so disheartened by the selfishness and the fear and the antisocial behavior that I encounter in mass from the people where I live. And I don't think this is unusual. And when I tell my friends this, people I actually love and respect, they go, well, oh yeah, I'm one of those people too. When I'm out in public, I just want to be left alone and, blah, 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 blah. Again, so what is the coronavirus doing? It's forcing us to isolate. It's forcing us to basically submit to this overall energy that we've all, or many, many, many of us have been perpetuating, generating, prescribing to, the energy of antisocial behavior, fear, selfishness. So it's no big mystery to me right now, energetically, why this pandemic is happening around the world. Basically, I feel that humans have willed it upon ourselves. And all it is a literal physical manifestation, of what we have been acting out in our heads, in our souls. So think about that a little bit. Think about when you heard about the coronavirus. What is the first thing that our minds go to? Is it, oh no, what's going to happen to the elderly people in the nursing homes, or what's going to happen to the people who are immune challenged? No. The first thing that our consciousness generally goes to is me. Toilet paper. Oh, selling. I'm going to buy every roll of toilet paper out there and sell it for a massive profit. Have you seen these idiots online? Like literally fist fighting after they got like 7 to 10 giant bags of toilet paper, and they can't give up one roll of toilet paper to somebody who has none. It's that energy that deserves to be taken out, and excuse for the judgment, but that energy has no place in a society. That energy is what I believe is creating, it's creating this phenomenon. And not only is it creating this phenomenon, but I believe that it's going to get worse. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And so then we have two paths. We have the path of light, or we have the path of dark. And the path of dark would be, the path of dark would be allowing ourselves to continue to get swept away in the fear and the greed and the animal behavior that human beings so easily turn to when challenged by something like this. Or we grasp logic and we work together to take care of each other and to support each other and to balance this out, but also reflect in the energies, taking responsibility for, not self-victimizing, and not catastrophizing, how's that for a word? but taking responsibility for what we have created. Because I really, really don't think that the coronavirus was created in a lab. I don't think it was necessarily created to target any one culture. I really think it was created energetically by all of us, by all of our fear and lack of community, our antisocial behavior, our greed, our selfishness. And so I think it's going to be a great test. I think it's going to be a great test. And I also think it's going to release a lot of souls that are ready to go, that are ready to, recycle, heaven, reincarnate, whatever you believe. Yeah. And that's where my head's at. And I'm going to follow through with this video with, perhaps I will do an actual reading. But the thing is, I don't want to do something and it comes up really dark and spooky and then everyone goes out there and stocks up on more water and toilet paper. I really want more for this video to be something different, to make people really think, and not just think, but act. If I was at the grocery store and I had 2 enormous things of toilet paper and I saw a single mother or a family that needed toilet paper and didn't have any, I would give them one of my toilet papers. And I'd simply wash my ass in the shower after I went to the bathroom. And it's this type of kindness and logic that humans need to start. If we're going to pretend like we're a more intelligent species, a higher species, it's time that we start acting like one. Because we have been a really poor example of this. And all you have to do is look at our home, planet Earth, to realize that for being so intelligent, we sure haven't exercised our intelligence very well. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I want you all to have an incredible month. We're going into spring, getting the garden together. That's what I'm focusing on. My seeds, my seedlings, growing nutritious food to heal my body and keep my immune system strong, and share with other people. I always overplant because there's nothing better than the wealth of the earth, the wealth of a garden. Okay, this is Riddle. If you like my message, please subscribe. It helps. Please like, please share, please comment. I'm really open and I'm very responsible. I generally will always return a response for any comments, unless it's something aggressive or something of a low emotional intelligence, then it'll just be removed. So save your time, put that energy into something else, my friends. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, because I believe how we treat each other on the streets, that's our ultimate reality. Not Donald Trump, not the coronavirus, but real life.